Hello everyone. In this lesson, I will be sharing examples of complete sentences and looking at some useful sentence structures. First of all, let's start with the word because. You would usually use the word because to answer a question. Maybe a question like, why was the game canceled? I could answer that. I could say, the game was canceled because of the rain. Or I could say, because of the rain, the game was canceled. Something important to notice in the second option here, because of the rain, there's a comma after the word rain. There's something important that I'd like to share with you about using the word because. If you start a sentence with because, then you have to finish your thought. Otherwise, you will not have a full sentence. In other words, you have to fully explain what happened. You have to mention both the rain and the canceled game. So if I look at B here, where I started with because, here's another way to answer the question. This would be the way to answer the question fully. Because it was raining, comma, the game was canceled. We need those words. We need to say the game was canceled in order to have a full thought. In order to have a complete answer, we need those words. So to make sure that you're answering a question fully, I recommend putting the word because in the middle of the sentence. So something like A here. The game was canceled because it was raining. Alright, now let's look at how we can list things. So something about listing is using something called a colon. So in my note here it says, when you introduce a list, you need to use a colon. Notice how there are colons after R and class. What's a colon? Well, let's look at the colon that comes after the word R here. So you can see that it's 2 dots, right? And we use colons to introduce a list. And what that means is, so we've got some words here. We say, some reasons why people swim are ... right? That's our colon. And we have a list of things. To get exercise, to have fun, to get from one place to another, to enjoy a challenge. Again, use a colon to introduce a list. Another hint that you have a list of things is the word following. Let me read this introduction to this list of things here. It says, please bring the following items to class, colon. Your textbook, your workbook, some paper, a pencil. So that's how you use colons to make lists, right? You just need one line to explain what your list is, and then you just list everything. Using these are called bullet points, these little circles here. All right. Another way that you can write sentences is to put 2 full related thoughts together into one sentence. Let's just look at the first example here, and then I think it will make sense. Here's 2 sentences that we could put together. First sentence, the weather is warming up. Second sentence, I can walk outside more often. So those 2 sentences, right, they're related to each other. They fit together, or they could fit together. We just need a comma, all right, and we need something called a coordinating conjunction. Now there's more than one coordinating conjunction. I'm just giving you a few examples, all right. So this is how I've combined those 2 sentences. I said, the weather is warming up, comma, so I can walk outside more often. Let's look at another example. Here's 2 sentences that could fit together. 1, Wendy likes to swim. 2, she likes swimming across the lake. And when I put them together, This word and here, that's my favorite coordinating conjunction, this word and. I think we use it quite a bit. So if you can only remember one coordinating conjunction, remember the word and. So here's how we could put them together. Wendy likes to swim, comma, and she likes swimming across the lake. Two full sentences put together. Last example. I wanted to share this with you because we have two questions. First question, do you like pizza? Second question, would you rather eat nachos? So there's two questions there. And when we put two questions together, the important thing to remember is that we only need one question mark at the end. So this is how I would put these together. Do you like pizza, comma, or would you rather eat nachos? Question mark. We just need the one question mark after nachos. And how did we combine them? Well, we put a comma after pizza, and we use the coordinating conjunction or. Here's my last set of examples for you. First, on the top, we have examples using people, places, and things as subjects. People, places, and things are nouns. So, the first sentence we have is about Mr. Smith. That's a person. The second sentence we have is about Squeaky, and I sort of explained my cat, right? So that's an animal, right? And then we have another sentence here. The third sentence is about British Columbia. That's a place. And then we have a thing with the fourth sentence, the kitchen, right? Now, instead of using nouns as subjects, we could use pronouns. And something that I'll talk again later as we go through this video series is that nouns and pronouns are two different things. So if you see a pronoun, it's very important to remember that a pronoun is not a noun. A pronoun is different than a noun. So let's compare here. We've got the first sentence up here. We've got Mr. Smith is never late for class. If I were to underline the nouns, there would be two nouns in there. I would underline Mr. Smith, it's a person, and I would underline class, which is a thing. Down here, however, if I used he instead of Mr. Smith, he is a pronoun, then I would only have one noun. Let me read this out. He is never late for class. So he is a pronoun, so it's not a noun, it's different. So the only noun in that sentence would be class. Let's compare the second example. Squeaky, my cat, is very cute. So we have two nouns there. We've got Squeaky and cat. Now, I changed the sentence quite a bit here. I just said she is very cute. In that sentence, there aren't any nouns. She is a pronoun. Is a verb. Very is an adverb. And cute is an adjective. Don't worry, we'll learn more about parts of speech. I just wanted to explain that one to you. Now let's compare the third sentences. British Columbia is beautiful, especially in the spring. So in that sentence, British Columbia is a noun and spring is a noun. But if we change it up and we say it is beautiful, especially in the spring, the word it is a pronoun. Again, a pronoun is not a noun. So if we say it is beautiful, especially in the spring, then there's only one noun in that sentence, and that noun is spring. Last one. The kitchen was renovated last summer. If we use the kitchen, then the kitchen is our noun, and summer is another noun. Summer is a thing. But if we said it was renovated last summer, then we only have one noun, which is summer. And again, the word it is a pronoun. I hope that these examples have been useful, and I look forward to sharing my next video with you.